coffee delivery. Thank you. This is also a thank you for you guys that send us Starbucks cards. And I'm not bragging, but I don't think we have paid for a coffee in 4 years. Did you realize that? I don't know if that's a good idea. 40 miles an hour, 1500 RPMs. You know what? We don't want that bolt falling out. Let's tack weld it. Just came in. We're going to start putting them together and then send them out for powder coat. First time we've redesigned this in about 4 years. So not only is it new and it matches the master cylinder, now coming with new stainless hardware. First oil change of the day?
Yes.
Compressor.
Once a day.
We want to keep that thing absolutely mint.
I'm actually pretty far behind. I'm supposed to do it December 7th and it is March 31st.
Well, we appreciate it, George, and the compressor appreciates it. Master cylinder braces, got to go run these down. Hey Siri, text Austin powder coat.
What do you want to say?
Are you there? Question mark.
Done.
This is ready to go out. We've just got to finish cleaning it, brushing it, check the surface. This is one of our beautiful manifolds. Look at that. That's so pretty. Honda now make bug spray. Did you realize that? This is getting an FX300 and AP1 flywheel. He has supplied his own parts. I want to make sure he has the Nachi bearing. Yep, there's the bearing. Day before yesterday was my son's birthday, and the one thing he asked for is to have his CRX at the house. The CRX has an HF motor in. The motor is not very good.
We're listening to.
We're gonna go to Sam's Club and do our Sam's Club run at lunch and grab some pizza and drive it to my house.
So here's the parts going in the car. FX300 clutch with the correct bearing, AP1 flywheel, brand new from Honda, and some Megan Racing mounts. I can't really tell what makes these special. They look like they could be part store mounts with the Megan logo on them. No idea. Their website might tell you more about them, but we're gonna go and get these in for them.
I'm not gonna make this another video about the shifter because I feel like I've made way too many videos about that. This is really common, this isolator right here. Now we sell it in the store. This isn't just a plug for the store, but this is something that makes quite a noticeable difference. It's just to keep the interior noise a little bit quieter. It stops the transmission noise echoing in the cab as much. As you see, this one's just falling apart. So I'm gonna mention to him if he wants to do this. George just noticed that the steam pipe is missing there. Somebody's put a cap on there, which unless that is designed for coolant, that will basically fatigue and come off it. Unless you get that cap there, which is the one Honda supply. If you don't use that, if this is just a vacuum cap, the coolant will destroy that rubber and it'll blow off. Then on the other end, I don't know if you can see it in there, you can't see it, it's got a cap on there, but no clamp, which means you sneeze and that blows off and blows coolant all over the place. Then over here, they capped off the vent for the valve cover. That is a vent for a reason. It would usually go into the intake, but even if it doesn't, put a filter on there, put a hose on it, put something. You can't just plug that off and say, hey, you don't need to breathe. This is something we often do. We usually use yellow or blue, but coloring in the end of the bolts.
Whatever color we still have laying around.
Yeah, if we have the paint pan.
I think I've got white right now.
Yellow paint on the drive shaft. But we're going to take this sleeve cylinder off and just see if we can get an idea of what the clutch looks like in here.
You can't gauge if the clutch is burned, but you can gauge about the amount of life left on it if the fingers are still pretty straight.
And I don't think you drove this thing in, you said the clutch felt pretty good.
Fine.
That's white.
Yeah. If I got a flashlight, I'd know.
I can see it pretty good. It's white, which means that is a Clutch Master's clutch.
Yeah, we can still do his motor mounts and stuff if he doesn't need to replace this.
Because if he's saying, I want to do it just as peace of mind, at this point, it's almost best not to waste the money.
Yeah.
But if he says, yeah, the clutch feels a little iffy, it's wore out. All right, let me talk to the customer. Gives us the okay, just do it anyway. So we take it back. These bolts are all labeled. This isn't something that we do. You could put all our bolts in a bag and shake them up and mix a bunch of candy in there and we'd still know what the bolts do and where they go. But it's just kind of interesting. I can't blame whoever did this if you don't do this regularly. It's always good to take pictures. What?
That's a great idea.
It is. I mean, I do it with D10 springs whenever we take these out.
Yeah. So, pulled the center bolt out, which we always do because it's the shortest one. This one actually goes in the front. And they put that bolt in the front and then had to tack weld it because When you put the short bolt in the front, the threads go past the nut and it's loose.
Ugh. Is the other side tack welded too? No.
Let's pull the middle one out of that side right now and see if they put the right one in that side.
Yeah, that's
correct. So if you look at those, if you can see that,
yeah,
the thread is much longer on the longer bolt than the shorter bolt. So when you put this bolt in the front hole, it goes past and then loosens up.
So we just got to hope that we can pull that down and catch the threads to remove it.
Catch the back side of that thread and we'll be fine.
You know what? We don't want that bolt falling out. Let's tack weld it.
Yeah. It's got to be right because it went in the hole, right?
Yeah. As we'd say in England, cowboys.
Oh.
Is it coming?
It felt like it did, then it went back up in.
It's certainly jacked up looking, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I believe we have a spare or two of these, so.
That's why, if you're going to take your car somewhere, I'm not trying to tell you, hey, take it to LHT, we're the best, you got to take it to us. Just take it to someone that knows what they're doing.
Or just use the same tech you used originally.
That was lucky that came out. Yikes. Yeah, we'll see if we have a replacement bolt for that. It's actually in really good shape.
Is it?
Yeah. You can still see a lot of cross hatching on it.
Yeah, it's only got a little bit of a hot spot. That bearing even looks pretty damn good.
Is it notchy?
Yeah. It's not even that dusty.
And the springs are tight.
Yeah. Well, he's also going from an AP2 to an AP1 flywheel, and that makes a huge difference.
Yeah. I gotta get that cut before we put it in.
Yeah. That's a nice
work
one.
out the guns.
You're gonna get super beefed up lifting that thing.
Sure, that's what I'm saying. It's actually not too bad.
No.
A little hot spot right here.
Definitely not the worst clutch you've ever seen.
Packing and shipping.
Oh, yes.
You having a good time?
I'm having a great time.
Sweet. Battery ties I haven't put in the store yet, just to let you know.
No, we haven't.
Because you can't keep up with what you've got already.
That's not true.
We haven't even put them in the store yet, but if you're interested, comment in the video if you like hats. I think we've only got like 10 of each. And usually when we put them in, they sell out pretty quick. So we don't want to put them in until we've ready and got them all ready to go. More oil filters just came in. Wow, these went pretty quick. We got 20 in yesterday, and it looks like we're almost half sold out. More shifter isolator foams just came in, which is good because this is our last one right here. This is what they look like when they are laser cut. You see that? And what's cool about this piece is we reuse that for packing as we need it. They don't fit me. They're size 11.5, which is usually what size I am, but my toe goes right to the end right here, and I feel like it's gonna hurt my feet. So I've put maybe half a mile on them. Are this size, if you can use these, they are available for you to pick up for free. Come and get them. I'd rather get one of our followers use out of these than donate them to someone that doesn't care.
So the good thing is we have to actually take this apart to show you it's broken because the factory mount retainer does a great job of keeping it together. Which is that piece there.
Is there any goo in it?
Oh yeah, it's wet. I don't know if it's the oil, it might be water.
Yeah,
It's just water from being open.
Yeah.
There's the driver's mount.
Honda now make bug spray. It's only good for Japanese bugs. So this is the crossover tube right here. That's for coolant. Is our breather for the valve cover going into the intake, right where it's actually designed to go. So we should be good. Let's test the clutch, just make sure it engages like it should do. We should be good to call him and have him pick it up. Can I start it?
Yeah.
The shifter just looks funny. The shifter's angled. We have a check engine light.
They came in with it, we'll have to check what it is.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah.
Clutch is nice and smooth. You can definitely feel those mounts.
Yeah.
I'll put the camera on here so you can feel it.
I don't feel much on the end of the door. You usually kind of feel stuff on the end of the door.
It's not terrible, but you can definitely feel them. They're definitely harsher.
Yeah.
It might soften up once it gets some miles on it. Let's go ahead and clear the trip. That way we can tell him to put some miles on it. So we checked the codes. One of the codes is for the air pump, and it's all been deleted. The other one for the airbag is because he had the airbags replaced, and it still needs a module because he was in a bit of an accident. So everything else is good. The motor sounds good. The clutch works properly. We're just going to have to advise him to do a nice break-in, and this one is good to go. Are you ready?
Yes,
It's time.
it's time.
Gotta take the little Rex to my house and then go to Sam's.
Yep.
Alright, time to get Sebastian's car out of here. Gotta adjust this seat, it's way forward. It don't look too bad. Yeah, it'll be okay to get it home. The thing here is, don't run any stop signs, don't do anything silly, don't speed, but don't go too slow, because then you look like you're suspicious, and try and have the car behind you stay pretty close. That way we should be in good shape. So here we are. One thing about the HF, this is second gear. Quite happily doing 30 miles an hour at 2200 RPMs. These are geared so tall if you've never had a chance to drive one. Once you get going, they're pretty good, but accelerating is really slow. 40 miles an hour, 1500 RPMs, and it's chugging. I don't know if you can kind of feel it. It's like, It don't really like it. So it's not running the best, but it runs. So we do have an engine to put in this. Well, if you didn't hear the backstory, I bought this car in part of a deal to help George out with a car, so we took this in trade, and Sebastian took a liking to it 3 years ago and has liked it ever since, and it's been kind of his motivation to do well in school. I told him, if you get A's and B's, I'll give you this car and we'll build it together. Yeah, it doesn't run particularly good at all. And it's also really cold. I don't know if that's something to do with the head gasket, because it does have a bit of a head gasket issue. But we'll make this thing so much better once we get the new motor in it, and brakes and suspension and bushings and all that good stuff. This thing will be the coolest car at his school. Who else is going to have a CRX? Alright, so there it is. He comes home from school. He's going to see it parked there under the little overhang. Keeps out the sun, keeps out the rain. I don't know if this is going to be his parking spot when he gets older or not, because we only have a 2-car garage. George and I was here last time. If we ordered every single thing on the menu, I think it turned out to be about 30 bucks, didn't it?
28.
That was everything.
You should do it.
We should. We'll make a YouTube video out of it, and the video will get $6. Alright, Esther, don't park in the door ding section.
I'm not. I'm driving on the enormous zebra crossing.
Zebra, you're just gonna make them come.
Come on,
go,
come on.
go, 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 go. Now hit the horn.
Stop it! Get out of here! You're such a dork.
Wave them across and beat the horn. Some pretty good parking, Esther.
Oh, well, you know, just double checking.
Was you going by the FPV camera, or is that just actually how you'd park?
I set the drone up.
How much stuff Esther got.
Oh, yeah. It's all for me.
You just wanted to come here and eat.
Someone even commented, you're making Esther push all that stuff. Good news, there's speed bumps over there. Yeah, get a good run up.
Pour, like, soda all over the place. Here, hold it.
Now you're going to try some speed bumps.
You gonna do it?
I'm gonna ruin this car if I do it.
Just don't drop the water.
You're gonna
You can seriously do it. I don't know if that's a good idea. So I'll film it in case you mess up.
Oh yeah.
And then nobody blames us for it.
All the pieces here. I feel like I'm missing the single little.
Shouldn't there be a little short one that goes around the other side?
Yeah. Maybe I'll get lucky and find my floorboards, but I don't think so.
This is the best rivet gun in the whole entire world. You don't have it?
No.
Do you want to just take the gun home with you and do it at home?
I can.
I'll show you how to do it. I mean, you can't really go wrong. You just gotta make sure you put a couple of rivets in.
Okay. Got plenty of battery on it?
Where's the battery thing?
Battery light somewhere in there. Is there over under your thumb?
Oh yeah, it's full.
Yeah, it's got 4. Put that in there all the way.
Like this?
Yeah. And then when you put it in, make sure it's all the way, both ends there, pieces are in there, and then squeeze the trigger and hold it.
So like put this in the hole, all
put
as
it
far
through,
as it'll go.
Yeah, all the way through. Make sure the two parts are closed up tight.
Okay.
And then pull the trigger.
Okay.
And then it'll break the little tab off. The tab will go in there.
Thank you.
The best thing in the world. It's unbelievable. Go do it. Press and hold it. It's your Rivet. What are you listening to?
This thing's loud.
It is. You and George can have shake the mirrors while you're cranking the bass. Crank the bass, shake the mirror. The neighbors probably love this.
Yes.
Go and ask the neighbor and say, what's your favorite song, so I can make sure it's ready for you. So Sebastian got money from pretty much everybody for his birthday, so he pulled his money together and wanted an airplane, and I just happened to be driving the S2000, so we picked up the new plane in the S2000 and we got to fly it on Saturday afternoon.
There she goes.
So it was a little bit too gusty, so I didn't give him the sticks. I just kind of set it up, dialed it in, make sure it would fly correct.
It is. Oh wow! Look how stable that is. Now is it off? Careful, Dad.
See how blustery it is?
I know. You might want to bring it down. Do another turn and then bring her down. You landing it? Oh, there it goes, there it goes. Oh,
This is actually my new T28 I just purchased. It's the newest E-flite 1.2 meter with retracts and flaps. I'll show you a video on that. I've already put a couple of flights on it. Sebastian's plane will fly again next time we get some calm weather and he can take the sticks. But anyway, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Don't forget, enjoy your hobby.